We are going to show you guys today how to install our premium system. This is our best system, and we're covering this pergola behind us. It's a 28 foot wide. It extends out 11 foot. These sheets come 2 foot wide, and then they come as long as 24 foot. And that's what we stock them in, but you can get them any size, 16 foot. If we got to cut them to 15 foot, 11 foot, whatever it is that you need for your extension, we'll cut down to that size. We can get them as long as 50 foot. So step one, we're gonna prep the sheet. It's gonna have masking on both sides. So masking on the top, masking on the bottom. First step is to remove a little bit of that masking right here. This is a fluted, open-ended product. And so step one, after we remove this little masking right here, and you maybe take it like 6 inches, just like Lawrence is doing, and then you're gonna put a vent tape right over the fluted product. It's hollow, it has holes. We want to prevent debris. We want to prevent bugs from getting in there. Third thing we're going to do is we're going to get what's called a flute cover, which is notched out, and it has weep holes in the bottom for drainage. And then we're going to apply these flute covers over the flute. So now that we have our sheets prepped and ready to go, and we've gotten them up on top of the pergola, we've got to put some slope on this thing. And so most pergolas are built flat, but a roof should never go on a flat structure. Like, water's got to drain. And so what we do is we put shims, and we put shims on top of pergolas. So we create shims, and this is literally just a 2x4 cut from angle to angle, and this is going to give a 4-inch slope down the pergola. So hey, we've got an 11 foot extended pergola here. These are going to be 12 foot extended right here. We cut them down to 11 foot and we put a slope on the structure. Every 2 foot we're going to drop this shim on there, and then we're going to slide the sheet, and we're going to have the sheets rest on top, and this is going to give us that 4-inch slope. So the next step after we get the shims on top of the pergola, we're going to drop that first sheet. We're going to take off the film from the bottom, obviously, and so once we get this film off the bottom, then we're going to go and lay down that sheet. We're dropping the sheet right on top of the shim. We're gonna go down this sheet and we're gonna apply this clip every 36 inches or less. Kat's putting the second sheet on. So we've got the second sheet, we've got a standing seam, we've got the clip system, and the way that the clip is set up, it can adjoin both sheets together right along the shim. And now Lawrence is gonna come through with the top cap to snug it. This comes before the next round of screws. We will run the same clips down this side every 36 inches or less, same distance apart as these are right here. The stainless steel clip is always going to go on the outermost edge of the system, and then it's going to go down that seam every 36 inches or less. We don't have any screws in it yet. We're laying the next sheet next, but you can see every 30 inches, you've got a clip. Then we're going to go in and attach this clip at the very, very end of the pergola right here. And that's where the last clip is gonna go. And if it goes out here, even better. But we always wanna make sure it's at the outermost end of the pergola. And then we've got 3 screw holes. And what we do is we always put it through the clip. After that, we start over again. So the shim gets laid down and screwed into the pergola. And then we're gonna go put the sheet and slide it right up against this right here. And then right up against these clips. And then we're gonna put the top cap on top. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the very next thing, which is the clips on the other side of that sheet. And so this is just rinse and repeat again and again and again. So one of the final steps is gonna be the U profile that goes around the outside edge. So, you know, when you've got it 28 foot long wide pergola like this one, it extends out 11 feet. Those very side edges of the pergola are gonna have a U profile. It's gonna be aluminum, it's gonna be powder coated. And so what we're doing is we've got a standing seam sheet. Okay, we're gonna trim those final panels. The side panels are always gonna be trimmed, more than likely every single time. And you're gonna trim that just with a skill saw. And once you trim that side, obviously you've got a saw cut, doesn't look great. That saw edge is not really pretty, and we don't want that saw edge to be shown. And so what we have is we have a U profile, an aluminum U profile. You interlock that aluminum U profile into the side, and then we screw straight through that U profile directly into the purlins or the shade slats of the pergola every 20 inches. And what that's gonna do is that is gonna create a really pretty edge profile, so when you're walking by, it looks pretty, it's finished off really nicely, and it looks great. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna trim the very front of the pergola. So we've got our Sky Poly Hercules system right up here. And here's the thing, there's two ways of going about doing it. You can try to get an exact cut down on the ground, or you can leave the system a little bit hanging over, just like this, and you can trim it afterwards. That's what we do. The reason why is because existing pergolas, most of the times, are not square. And so you think you get the right dimension, you go up there and actually leave it short. So this makes sure we get the right cut, the perfect cut every single time. We're gonna cut it right along this entire front, leaving a 1 to 2 inch overhang. After we're finished trimming the front of the pergola, the edge is open, right? It's a hollow system. The edge is wide open. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna finish it off. We're gonna tape it, and then we're gonna put a U profile. So we've got a vent tape that we take and we place over the U profile, and then we're gonna put what is called a flute cover right on top. So this is an aluminum powder coated bronze to match the system, and this goes right over the sheet. We installed the shims, we laid the sheets, we trimmed the system, and now we're done and we're pulling off the masking. So this masking, the top side of this pergola is UV coated with a hardcore UV coating, and it is gonna block 100% of the UV rays. And that is going to extend the life of your pergola for an extra 10 years. And so this product is gonna be hail resistant. It's gonna drop temperatures by 10 to 20 degrees underneath. It's gonna let through a whole lot of light, so your house, those windows, it's not gonna be dark and dingy, and it's the best of the best. So cover your pergola with the best. Give us a call and holler at us, and we'll love to set you up with covering your pergola.